Hello everyone, this is Djuntas. Today I'm just going to do a first impression of Last Epoch. I recently bought it and haven't been playing that many hours, but I figured I wanted to just give a first impression of the game at level 28. I don't even know how many hours that is, but it's probably not that many. I haven't been rushing the game, at least. Trying to also understand the story a bit. I think it's kind of confusing so far. So the first impression of the story is a bit confusing, but whatever. Guess I can also just quickly show the gear. For some reason, a lot of legendaries has already dropped for me. I think I gotten like 10 of them or so by now. So I'm using 3 of them, no 4 with the boots, actually 5. So yeah, you can see that even though I'm only level 28, I actually had to stash legendaries in my tab as well. Just show those. So yeah, it seems like kind of like Diablo or whatever, that you do get a lot of legendaries despite maybe not being that far in the game. So that's kind of cool. Seems like they do want to reward you actually killing mobs, going out of the way to explore the map and whatever. Because I think you can maybe just more rush the quests. Definitely don't have to explore maps and whatever. I can also just quickly show my build. I'm a little bit confused here. So waypoints are kind of locked behind levels, but I never quite understood this stuff here. Is this like acts up here, ancient era, divine era, imperial era? I don't think I quite understand it, but I hope it's like that in some way, because I know there are acts in the game and whatever, but yeah, I'm a bit confused how it all works so far. Anyway, maybe somebody in the comments could explain me how the acts work, because right now I actually don't know how this is. Yeah, I'm a bit confused on that. But I have to go up here. You can see that the quest that you get from the NPCs in town, then you get a little marker on the world map, so you kind of know where to go. I can only go up here. No, that's also locked. So I actually have to go all the way from Imperial Velvet and all the way up to the Risen Lake and a bit further. So this one is going to take a while. Before we move on with some gameplay, I could also just quickly talk about the forge. I recently just did some forging on the weapon. I increased the spell damage on the weapon, so that's kind of huge, I think. At least it seemed like a big upgrade, almost doubling the spell damage on the weapon that I have. But I must say it's a bit confusing, this crafting system. I guess the more you use it, the better you kind of understand it. I could perhaps take, well, let's say, just quickly consider what item, perhaps this one. So you get these sort of things out on the left and the right sides. And then you have your glyph, and they drop all the time. You can see that I already have a lot of crafting materials despite not being very far in the game. And then you can see what can I do. So I don't really quite understand this prefix suffix thing, but it seems like I can just kind of decide what I want to increase in some way. So it only lets me increase actually poison and lightning resistance on this item here. So no lightning damage or critical strike chance, and this is why I don't quite understand it, because I figured you could just kind of choose whatever stat you wanted to upgrade, but I guess not. At least that's how I understand it so far. Again, first impressions, don't really know a lot about the game. Perhaps these runes here also matter. I know the runes of shattering are for destroying items, but the rest I haven't quite understood yet. Anyways, we can just increase some lightning resistance. Right now it has 9% lightning resistance. And if I hit upgrade, how much does it have now? Only 1 more. Okay, so that wasn't a lot. That's fair enough. We can try and increase it again. Okay, it went up a bit further there, so that's nice. Anyways, that's pretty much the crafting system or enchantment system or however it's gonna be called. Yeah, first impression of that is a little bit confusing, but I guess that's fair enough. I can also just quickly showcase the build. I like to kind of just run up, pick up mobs. Yeah, I think you're rewarded for kind of just doing big pulls. And I went on max roll and found this build here, which is apparently good for leveling a sorcerer. Since I'm a sorcerer in all the new games I try, I just kind of stuck with, I always just stick with casting.
I cannot do that.
The build seems to be pretty strong, at least Glacier. Then I have a teleport spell, I think some sort of shield. I haven't quite understood this one yet, but yeah, I think it's a shield of some kind. And then just Snap Freeze, which is basically just Frost Nova or whatever. And then if I attack with my melee weapons, I also gain mana back, which is useful. So the Glacier spell costs a lot of mana, and you kind of just want to try and get that back as fast as you can. So you kind of just go melee to gain mana back. It's a bit strange, kind of like a hybrid build, not quite caster, but if they say it's good on max roll this build here, I wanted to at least try it and see if I can level faster with this build, since it is probably perhaps the best one to do with a caster. Anyways, I have a long walk ahead of me, so I think I'm just gonna try and get there and see if I can do the quest. Nice big pull here. Oh, it's funny with all the zombies.
I cannot do that.
Just exploding things. I could also quickly talk about the optimization. The game runs pretty well. I have a good system, but even though it's completely maxed out, I think I haven't seen any FPS drops, 1% lows or whatever. It's very smooth, so I'm quite happy with that. Anyways, there isn't a lot in the settings or whatever. It's kinda, there isn't that much you could say to change once you start the game. So within like 5 minutes, changing whatever settings you might like, that's plenty. So just set and forget. In terms of voice acting, the quests and so on, not all of the quests are voice act, but I think the more important ones always are. So that's pretty nice. Always makes it a bit more engaging. Oh, so now I'm at the road and it says it's also blinking on the map. So I should be able to understand that I do need to go in there. Wow, I almost died there. The mobs can hurt a bit, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's a hard game. Like so far, there hasn't been anything where I'm kind of stuck. There was a single fight where I died a bit, I think 2 or 3 times. Until I just try to play better and more serious. But so far the game I wouldn't say is hard. This is also a captain of something. I don't know, these sort of just spawns in the maps a bit randomly. They can take a bit of time to kill. But they aren't particularly hard either. Sometimes I have gotten like 2-shotted or 1-shotted when they crit, so mobs can crit in this game. And when that happens, it can be a bit dicey. And this is also how loot looks on the ground. So on the left side is my weapon, the one I have equipped, or the item I have equipped. And then on the right side is the loot that I'm hovering over. Pretty good boots here. I like these ones, at least 10% increased movement speed. And another 5%, so that's not all bad. But yeah, I think by now that I'm level 28 or 29 even, I'm starting to kind of just skip loot. There's a lot of clutter, like 3-4 items just from this captain here, and none of them are really valuable to me. So by now I do think like I'm not that much into loot filters or whatever. I'm okay with not using a loot filter, but it is a bit cluttered, so there is a lot of junk loot that drops. Oh, so now I passed the gate. So this was a fun little event where I just kind of had to survive some mobs and the gate would open on itself. Wasn't quite sure what to do actually, but yeah. I wouldn't say I'm too confused, but I have been a bit lost on the quest so far. They're not the easiest to navigate, I would say. Like sometimes you kind of just have to go to an area and explore it fully until you find where you need to do something, or you can just get lucky and not be too worried about what to do on a quest. These exile mages are also pretty crazy. They teleport and stuff. Yeah, they take a long time to kill when they're just moving around and stuff.
I cannot do that.
These items here I also don't quite understand, but it's like a blue item that is better than normal blue items or whatever. I'm a bit confused on some of the loot still. I think there are like 5 types of loot or whatever, like legendary, uniques, whatever. Yeah, I think it's a bit confusing still for me. And now I'm at the Risen Lake, so this map wasn't that big. But again, if you wanted to get more XP and whatever, you should just fully explore all the sides and whatever. I kind of did that at the start, which helped a bit on my levels. But I don't think I'm gonna bother continue with it, because it doesn't seem like I need the XP. I think I'm okay for now, so you don't have to fully clear a new area that you come to. For instance, this level that I went to now is 26, and I'm almost 30, so I'm quite ahead in terms of levels right now. But maybe later on you need to grind more to kind of be safe or whatever. Oh, this effect is pretty cool. There's a lot of these like pylon spells, but this one's pretty cool. It's just a swirly around you. Quite strong. Wouldn't mind having this spell on my own. Oh, so now there's a little quest in here. The corrupted lake. I don't quite understand these things here, but I think it's just kind of like side content or whatever. Like for instance, with all the loot, now I dropped 3 items from this pack here. And I'm just kind of like, should I check it? Should I not check it? It's just kind of like, there is a lot of green items or whatever dropping. And I'm still at that point where maybe one of these could be an upgrade for me. So the loot is a bit like cluttered, I would say. Wow, and I died there. Just a big overkill damage or something. It's fun when that happens. Just getting one-shotted. Oh, now that dropped a little cool offhand. This might be useful for my build, but it's kind of hard to understand some of these items, what they do when you're new to the game and everything. But yeah, looks pretty cool. I might just try it. Wow, another huge overkill. That's some crazy damage taken. And another one. Some of these bosses here, they don't mess around. You really do have to play properly. Can't just kind of be lazy.
I cannot do that.
Well, this one was easier. Oh, now I also got idle slot +2. That's nice. But no loot from going in here besides. And again, a lot of loot from the bosses when they die and whatever. It's just kind of cluttered. Definitely too much stuff dropping. So now I'm at the place where I can do the quest, it seems.
Right.
So now I have to defend the NPC or something like that for just a while. And we're done. Nice little quest. Anyways, I think that's about it for first impression of Last Epoch for me. Haven't really, gotten very far or anything, but so far the game seems pretty fun. If you could pick the game up on a sale price, that would be even better, but still, what was it, 30 euros, $30 or so? That's also a compelling price, not too expensive. And I suppose with that price you also support an indie developer or whatever. I don't think the team is very big, so that's fair enough. Anyways, thanks for watching and have a good one.